Next, I would like to talk about publication and accountability. Now, after the industrial revolutions at Britain and after the victories of Nelson and Wellington on the old days, Britain became the top nation, both commercially and militarily. And that had led to the ease of regulations and the spread of companies and increasing the number of shareholders and creditors. And it was the, let's say, the period of banking, let's say, inventions in UK, specifically in Scotland and more specifically in Glasgow, and it was the introduction of the City of Glasgow Bank in the 1800s. Now, because the number of shareholders, as I said, and creditor increased, and to protect the shareholders and the creditor from the malpractice of some directors of some companies, this has led Britain to, in fact, to the requirement of the publication of accounting information. That is not to say that there was no losses. Losses is everywhere, losses is at any time, and as you said, and you know the reason of the losses due to the extravagant spending, to the insufficient cost control, also due to the poor management accounting. All this had led to the losses of many companies at UK at that times. And believe it or not, at the top of these losses was the City of Glasgow Bank losses and collapse in 1878, which in fact had led the Britain or the UK government at that time to insist on the auditing and, in fact, the inventions of the auditing professions, and the auditors should be external experts, which means that they are expert and they are outside the company, which we know them today. And that, in fact, again, and let's say create at that time the the companies laws at that time, and as I say, that UK insisted that all banks accounting information must be audited by expert, outsider or external auditors, and they started from 1900s with the banks first and then followed by many companies. Now, as I said, because of this problem, it was in fact again this led to the spread of the legislation, companies laws, and the auditing, as I say, functions all over UK. It's not only in Scotland, but overall. Then it's moved to the United Nations, which in fact it's, let's say, help to the introduction of the harmonization of the account. Now, let me jump to the next step.